TB-500, Thymosin Beta-4, the recovery and regeneration peptide. Introduction. Welcome back to the peptide series. In today's episode, we'll explore one of the most fascinating healing peptides in the performance and recovery world, TB-500, also known as Thymosin Beta-4. This peptide has built a strong reputation among athletes, bodybuilders, and even veterinarians for its potential to speed up recovery, repair damaged tissues, and improve endurance. But what exactly is TB-500? How does it work inside the body? What does science actually say? And how do athletes describe their experience with it? Let's break it down step by step. What is TB-500? TB-500 is a synthetic version of a naturally occurring peptide called Thymosin Beta-4, or T-beta-4, which exists in almost every cell of the human body. It was first isolated in the thymus gland, an immune organ responsible for producing T cells, hence the name thymosin. In the body, Thymosin Beta-4 plays a vital role in cell migration and differentiation, angiogenesis, formation of new blood vessels, wound healing, and inflammation control. TB-500 is a short synthetic chain, 43 amino acids, modeled after the active region of Thymosin Beta-4, designed for improved stability and absorption when injected. So when people say TB-500, they're talking about a lab-made version of a natural peptide your body already uses for tissue repair and protection. How does TB-500 work? Let's dive into the science. The core mechanism of TB-500 revolves around actin regulation. Actin is a major structural protein inside all cells. Think of it like the scaffolding that maintains cell shape and allows movement. When tissues are injured, cells must migrate to the damaged area to rebuild and close the wound. TB-500 binds to actin and increases actin polymerization, which enhances the movement of repair cells, fibroblasts, endothelial cells, and stem cells to the injury site. This speeds up the healing process by promoting faster tissue regeneration, new blood vessel formation, angiogenesis, and reduced inflammation. Anti-inflammatory action. TB-500 modulates cytokines, chemical messengers that trigger inflammation. It appears to reduce pro-inflammatory cytokines like TNF-alpha and enhance anti-inflammatory ones like IL-10. That means less swelling, less scar tissue, and faster recovery. Systemic healing. Unlike localized treatments, TB-500 has a systemic effect. Athletes claim it helps even with injuries they didn't directly inject, likely because TB-500 circulates and acts on multiple tissues via blood flow. Reported benefits: athletes, trainers, and bodybuilders. Faster injury recovery. The #1 reason people use TB-500. Athletes often describe faster healing from muscle tears, tendinitis, sprains, ligament damage, and even surgical recovery. Reduced inflammation and pain. Because TB-500 modulates inflammatory molecules, it may help reduce chronic inflammation, for example in the knees, shoulders, or elbows. Improved flexibility and mobility. Users report that after several weeks of use, joints feel looser or less tight. This could be from both tissue healing and reduced inflammation. Enhanced endurance and stamina. Some animal research and athlete anecdotes suggest increased red blood cell formation and improved oxygen delivery, potentially leading to better cardiovascular endurance. That's why TB-500 sometimes appears in the same discussions as endurance enhancers. Scar reduction and skin healing. TB-500 has been shown to reduce fibrosis, scar tissue formation, making it interesting for both internal and external wound healing. Scientific research. Let's separate the hype from the evidence. Animal studies. In multiple rodent and equine or horse studies, TB-500 accelerated wound closure. Tendons and ligaments repaired faster with stronger collagen fiber alignment. Improved angiogenesis and reduced inflammation were consistently observed. In cardiac injury models, TB-500 reduced tissue death and promoted heart muscle regeneration. Human data. There are few formal human clinical trials, but some early-stage research shows promise. Faster healing in corneal injuries, eye, reduced inflammation in oral mucosa, enhanced tissue repair in chronic ulcers. However, TB-500 is not FDA approved for human medical use. Its popularity comes mainly from animal studies and anecdotal experience. Side effects and risks. While generally considered well-tolerated, users report the following possible side effects. Mild. Injection site redness or irritation, temporary fatigue or lethargy during early use, headache or light dizziness. Theoretical risks. Because TB-500 promotes cell migration and growth, some scientists warn about the potential for accelerating unwanted cell growth, like in tumors, although no direct evidence exists in humans. Product purity. Since TB-500 is not a pharmaceutical-grade approved drug, most products are sold as research chemicals. Purity varies. Contaminated or underdosed vials are common in underground markets, which adds unpredictability. Dosing practices reported in the community. For informational and educational purposes, not medical advice. Common protocol. Loading phase is 2 to 2.5 milligrams twice per week for 4 to 6 weeks. Maintenance is 2 to 2.5 milligrams every 1 to 2 weeks as needed. Some inject subcutaneously or under the skin near the injury site, while others inject systemically into the abdomen. Stack with BPC-157. Many athletes combine TB-500 plus BPC-157, calling it the ultimate healing stack. BPC-157 for local gut, tendon, or ligament repair. TB-500 for systemic and vascular healing. The synergy reportedly helps injuries heal faster and reduces inflammation body-wide. Trainers and athletes' real-world experiences. Physical therapists who work with competitive athletes report mixed but often positive experiences. Potential future medical uses. Researchers are exploring TB-500 for heart attack recovery, myocardial regeneration, brain injury repair, post-surgery wound healing, and autoimmune inflammation control. If human studies confirm its benefits, TB-500 or related analogs might eventually be used clinically for regenerative medicine. Legality and status. TB-500 is not approved by the FDA, EMA, or any major regulatory body for human use. In some countries, it's a banned performance enhancer under WADA, World Anti-Doping Agency, rules. It's legally sold only for research purposes, meaning possession and injection for personal use falls into a gray area. Athletes in sanctioned sports should not use it. It's considered a doping substance. Conclusion. To sum it up, TB-500, or Thymosin Beta-4, is one of the most fascinating and complex peptides in the recovery world. It acts on cellular structures, blood vessels, and inflammation pathways, helping the body repair itself from the inside out. Athletes describe faster recovery, less pain, and better endurance, while scientists see potential in wound healing and organ repair. But we must remember the science is still young. Most of what we know comes from animal data and user reports, not large-scale human trials. If used responsibly, TB-500 shows what regenerative medicine could look like in the future. But it's still an experimental frontier, one that requires respect, knowledge, and caution. If you found this deep dive useful, make sure to subscribe. Next up in the peptide series, we'll cover IGF-1 LR3 and IGF-1 DES, the peptides with the most direct anabolic effects on muscle growth. Thanks for watching. Stay smart, stay safe, and stay curious.